Hi, I felt compelled to make this video after a few conversations with clients recently. And I do a lot of coaching and I work with a lot of individuals, entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, if you'd like to call them, business owners and freelancers. And something that comes up so often is this idea of self-worth. And I really wanted to just kind of jump on here and talk a little bit about what that means in business and give you a couple of strategies that have really helped me to overcome all of the adverse effects of feeling low self-worth. Now, I'll start with that because in business, especially if we operate alone, it can be pretty not just lonely, but there's an underlying buzz of anxiety around where we're going and what we're doing and what the next thing is. And all of these things can conspire to make us question our validity as a person, let alone a business owner. And what this manifests in is a sense of overwhelm, a sense of anxiety and stress about the decisions that we make and where we're going, where we're headed. So I know that you have felt this. Everybody feels this, whether you are, whether it's day one in your business or, even if you are by traditional standards extremely successful, if you've got £1 million in the bank and a huge team of people, you probably feel more stressed and anxious actually in that state than if you are at the newer end of entrepreneurship. So you got to begin to ask yourself, if this is me, if I am showing up every day feeling a slight buzz of anxiety or actually a huge state of overwhelm, where is it coming from? What's the underlying mechanisms at play? And quite often we can trace it from the surface level, which is, oh, I fear that if I put up my prices or if I quote this prospect this much, then they're going to reject me. And if they reject me, that means that what I'm doing doesn't have value. And if what I'm doing doesn't have value, then I'm not creating value in the world, and people are going to see that, and I'm going to kind of lose the clients that I have. Or if you have a team, my staff are going to kind of see that we're not creating the value, and they're going to lose faith as well. And if you're not creating value, and if you're not selling because of that, then you're not making any money. And if you're not making any money, you stand to lose the material possessions that you've accumulated in your life, your home. And if you lose your home, then that's going to really put strain on all of your relationships with your partner or your children. And if you put strain on those relationships, they could break, and then you will be alone. And if you are alone, you don't have any support. And if you carry this sort of train of thought on, it leads to it leads to eventual death. That is where our psychology, that is where the part of the brain called the limbic system, which is home to the amygdala, which is one of the ancient parts of the brain, that is what is manifesting these feelings of anxiety, overwhelm, and low self-worth. We start out with a superficial surface problem. I can't get clients, I can't make the money that I need. And you keep drilling it down and down and down, and it leads to your eventual death in your mind. That's literally where it's taking you. We all suffer with this from time to time and to various different extents. And therefore, from my perspective, this is the thing that we all need to be working on. And a lot of times people come to me and they want to know, like, what's your strategy for putting together a lead magnet that attracts great clients? And I'm like, cool, I'm down to talk about that. I'm happy to talk about that kind of stuff. But there is little point in me working through that with you if all of this other stuff that I've just talked about is present. What we need to develop is a rock solid sense of self-belief. We need to have a way of identifying and seeing anxiety and worry and how it manifests in the mind. We need to be able to see that and catch it and do something with it to pacify it. and to neutralize it. Otherwise, all the business strategy, all the tactics in the world, whilst they may produce temporary results for you, it's not going to give you that sort of nourishment of the soul that you're looking for as a business owner, as someone who is creating in the world. And if you're not getting that, you're going to feel that sense of anxiety and overwhelm. So if this resonates with you, I'm just going to give two examples of ways that I've coped with it and continue to cope with it. So the first one is practicing loving kindness. Now, if you go on YouTube and search for loving kindness meditations, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But at its core, what it's about is self-acceptance and self-love. It's about saying to yourself, I am worthy. I have value. Because ultimately, where so much anxiety comes from is a sense that we don't have value and that we're not worthy. And so we don't go out there, we don't play to our fullest strength and our fullest ability because we think we're going to fail, or we think we're going to get, found out. Or we think we're going to be judged and criticized and all this stuff. And all of that comes from a sense of low self-worth. So what we want to do is we want to really shine a light on that, and see where it's come from. If somebody told you when you were younger that you were rubbish, or that you were stupid, or that you couldn't succeed, or if it was a message that you just received from your environment, wherever it's come from, there's a story at play in here. And as business owners, we have to unravel that story and build our own story. So by all means, speak to a therapist if you need to undo some of this stuff, or at least begin the process of figuring it out. But in any case, no matter what level you're at or where you're at in your life, loving kindness is a very powerful way of feeling better about yourself. And that is really what this is all about. If you feel good, it doesn't really matter what's going on the outside. I've been through this so many times where, like, I'll have a couple of days where I'm just feeling really, really positive. And then the next day, nothing externally in my life has changed, but I feel crap, and I have the same clients, I have money in the bank, I've got the same projects ongoing. Nothing external to my life has actually changed, but the way I feel about it has. And that feeling is what generates the actions that we take. That feeling is what generates the actions that we take. Really lock that in, because this is why it's so important to feel good about yourself. So that's the first one, loving kindness. Accept yourself and love yourself. The second tip that I want to give you for dealing with overwhelm and anxiety in business is to practice gratitude. Now, I know that this is something that, you don't need to be online or read a self-help book for more than 2 minutes, and you will come across this gratitude attitude idea. But it's more than just writing down 2 or 3 things of an evening that went well that day. For me, it's a way of being. It's feeling gratitude as much and as often as possible in your life for all the things that you have. And it's not just about gratitude for the good stuff either. It's gratitude for the challenges. It's gratitude for stuff that's tested you, because it's trite to say perhaps, but there are lessons in every failure and there are lessons in every struggle. So if you can thank all of that stuff, the next time you get ghosted, the next time you get rejected, the next time you try to build something and it falls apart and it doesn't work, thank the process, thank the people, thank the energy that you're feeling, because it's all there to test you and to help you to grow. So if you can just fall in love with whatever situation that you find yourself in as much as possible, it's going to change your mindset, and it's going to give you this sense of, nobody owes me anything, and I don't need anything, and I'm not here to be entitled and to get anything from people. Next time you put together a proposal and you have a conversation with someone, feel the gratitude for that. Feel the gratitude for the opportunity to send out a proposal. you know? And that way, if it comes back in rejection, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You are unaffected by it. So there's no need to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and uncertain all the time. There's no need to allow self-doubt to creep in, because so much of what goes on in here can be controlled by the things that we think. So those are the two tips that I've just given you there. Loving kindness, like, self-acceptance, practicing self-love, and being grateful for what you have. If this is helpful to you, I am putting together a 4-month program, a small group program for entrepreneurs, people in business who are dealing with this stuff. And maybe you're on the personal development train yourself. Maybe you've read quite a few books. Maybe you do things like affirmations and other self-care rituals. You look after your body, you eat well, those kinds of things. But something's not clicking in your business. Even if you feel that you're doing all of the right things, it's not manifesting in the peace of mind that you want. And if you recognize that peace of mind, and that sense of calm is the thing that's going to get you results in business ultimately, then this could be a program that really helps you. It's called Authentic Self-Confidence, and it runs for 4 months. And we will be looking at things like imposter syndrome. We're looking at things like dealing with anxiety, the kind of stuff that I've talked about here. And I'm going to give you some tools to work through all of this stuff and essentially build a stronger, more resilient and positive mindset. We're going to help to clear away some of the clutter, which I felt in my own life gives way to a sense of inner confidence, which, by the way, is already there. Like, we all have inner confidence, inner belief. It just gets covered as our brain just throws in all of these ideas and criticisms and stuff like that. So what this program is going to help you to do is clear some of that aside, bring forth the more positive stories, and then we're going to see the results of that. We're going to feel the results of that. And when you feel the results, you will start seeing the results in your business. You're going to show up more confidently in meetings, on client calls, when doing the work that you do. There's going to be a sense of calm, a sense of just knowing that it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it sounds so obvious to say, but this is like a superpower, you know? If I could go back in time and tell myself from 10 years ago, you just need to improve your mindset. You need to tune into that inner confidence, and everything externally will sort itself out. So that's my message to you today. If you're interested in joining this program, we're going to kick off in June. I will drop the link into the description of this video, wherever I decide to post it. If I don't manage to do that, or if you see it somewhere else, then do reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn or email hi@mattsaunders.uk, and I can send you a link to the program. So yeah, if this has resonated with you, don't hang around. Check out that page. See what you make of it, because not a lot of people are talking about this. There's a big conversation around mental health, which is great. And there's conversation around business strategy, which is great, how to generate leads, etc. Great. There's a big part in the middle that's missing, and that is the mindset piece. And if you recognize the importance of building that mindset, yeah, this is going to be a good program for you. So thank you for listening, and maybe I'll see you on the other side.